Okay guys, a lot of this has just gotten pretty messy, let's just say, and all I can say is don't be a godforsaken liar. Don't be a godforsaken liar. Because see, now I'm pissed off. Hey guys, it's Morali. Hopefully you guys are doing well today. Back at again with another video. If you haven't subscribed guys, click that button for daily and consistent content. Head over to my Instagram, my Patreon, my merch. Everything's in the bio below. Let's get straight into this video. So, an alleged mistress who was also a doctor has done an interview with a YouTuber called Tasha K and has, described a lot of heavy, shocking materials when it comes to this individual called Derrick Jaxn. So a trigger warning is put into place before we get into this video. There's a lot of serious topics that are going to be discussed, and this video guys is going to be quite lengthy, unlike my unusual videos which are normally quite short. This one, unfortunately, there's just a lot going on. So this particular woman who is a doctor has addressed the fact that she actually had no idea that Derrick Jaxn was married, and that he visits this woman on her lunch breaks between her jobs, and still texting this woman even after the video was uploaded. So even after that video was uploaded of Derrick and his wife, who this mistress alleged had no idea of, she had no idea that there was a wife involved anything. There were still messages being made even after that video was uploaded. The last time that they had met up for any form of intimacy, I believe, was on the 18th of March, which was actually last week. So that in itself is also something that I find to be very crazy. And as well as the fact this mistress also got pregnant by this individual, didn't want to have the baby, wasn't really sure about it. Derrick was imposing, said that, I want to keep it, let's talk about this, let's have these conversations. This mistress had no idea, again, that Derrick even had children. So to be so heavily involved with an individual, to be so intimate with somebody, and you don't even know that they have children, you don't even know that they have a wife. Now this mistress ain't no damn girl, she's a whole doctor. So the way he must have hid this must have been so manipulative. The layers to it, I find it to be just shocking guys, and it's so easy to fall into a trap like this. As well as the fact that there will be even times where he would go to her workplace, the hospital, sit in the car park and obviously send graphic content of himself to her whilst she was at work. Like, where is the respect? The stuff that she could even receive, she could even go to a place where she could even lose her job when it comes to stuff like this, but he didn't care about any of that at all. Now get this guys, this for me is one of the craziest parts, and only supports the fact that this guy must be very manipulative. He ended up buying this mistress and his wife the same perfume. That's what she says in the interview. So his wife, when he would smell something from Derrick, it wouldn't be an issue because it's the same perfume. So that is also I've got to hand to them, that is a very clever tactic to have. You're given the perfume to literally your mistress and your wife, so that when they both smell this, they don't assume it's somebody else, they just assume it's themselves. Wow guys, wow. Not only that, but she also expressed that the religion stuff is all fake. That itself isn't something that he was really heavily pressed on when it comes to their relationship. However, when it comes to the wife, we have seen, especially in the earlier video that I put up today, that she talks about religion a lot. I strongly believe religion is one of her love languages, something that she is passionate about, intimate about. Derrick knows this and therefore is heavily induced into these conversations about religion because it benefits her and because it benefits him. It benefits him. It gives him more ammunition to control this individual, to use this individual for his own benefit. This guy probably wasn't into religion like that, but he knew that this is what this person likes. He preyed on this person before she even could tell, and used it like this, and would reel her back in every single time something happens. And using religion can be used as a very heavy manipulator, and this is exactly what he's done. He's prepped all of this, an absolute mastermind at manipulating women, and obviously disrespecting his wife and stepping out several times. This woman also says that at one point he yelled and grabbed her and said, I will leave when I'm ready to leave. And that he says, do something better with yourself, look like the profession that you are. He's saying this to a doctor, do something better with yourself. Pure deflection. Because how about you do something better about yourself, stepping out on your wife 24/7, acting like a damn fool. But of course he can't face that truth. What's easier for him to do is deflect, push the blame onto somebody else so that he doesn't have to face any accountability for his actions, so that he can process his day more easily. And when you get into that habit, you do it a lot. The fact that he would get physical, this mistress also expressed that she wouldn't be surprised if he was very physical with the wife that he is right now, which is why if we look at her body language, her face, she looks emotionally exhausted, drained, defeated. If this is the stuff that he is saying to the mistress, what is he saying to the wife 24/7? You don't look good today. Why are you here? You're wasting my time. I don't need you. I can get somebody else in a second. I can replace them. But the things that he's probably saying is, you need me. Once he's set that into somebody, you need me, that person, no matter how much you step out on them, they feel like they can't live without you. Then they're trapped. And it takes several times to get out of something like this. And she did express, this wife, that there is spiritual warfare. And you know what? There is. I agree with her. The spiritual warfare is within herself. She is battling the spiritual warfare that this guy has imposed upon her in so many different ways. I wouldn't be surprised if there was any physicality in the relationship. I genuinely wouldn't, considering how manipulative this individual actually is. Like, I find it to be crazy. He would also say, get your ass back to Georgia, don't play with me. Like, he was very like, you know, this is what she said, you are his property. It doesn't matter at all. This is what he sees, pawns. He sees you as something that to own, to use for, as I said, his own benefit. That's exactly what exactly what it is. Now, we see this in layers, we see this here and there in relationships, we see this here and there, but this is a very different level because it's at such an extensive degree. And of course, this mistress has spoken out on this channel with Tasha K, expressing these, you know, disgusting details, and I believe she isn't the first one, but it seems that this is now all coming to light. But I do feel like the wife here has probably been under and subdued with so much just aggression from this individual, so much anger from this guy, so much manipulative nonsense from this guy, that she is in a world where she is just emotionally drained. She's exhausted. She's done. The fact that she would willingly even sit with her man, looking not even dressed up, to show the world face front that this man is cheating on me, and there will be times where he would trigger conversations. Do you want to say anything? Looking at her like this, and she's aware that he's looking, and she would continue to look at the camera. If you look at the body language, he's very domineering in that relationship. There's no harm being a dominant person in a relationship, but when it affects your mental health, financial health, your physical health, it can become quite serious. But again, all of this is for his own benefit. He isn't into religion like that. You can tell that she literally is an extremely religious person. He knows that. He's using her for that. She talks about in her video, I've been healed. What have you been healed for if you're sitting by with the person who's continually not only stepping out on you, but was with this mistress on the 18th of March, 3 or 4? What have you healed from? You cannot heal yourself if you are still in the same environment that is damaging you. You cannot heal. You have this mirage that you think that you've healed, but that only shows how deep you are in this form of manipulation that you don't even know you're being manipulated, that you're so deep within. And it's very, very scary, guys, and I take this topic with a lot of seriousness. I don't think this is gossip. I don't think this is funny. To me personally, I find this to be extremely, extremely sad, and I do feel sorry for this wife who's involved, and hopefully she can get out of this, because Lord knows she's probably the only one that can really just reveal all the craziness about this guy. But I believe she's holding back a lot. Her body language is screaming a lot, guys, and this particular doctor, Mistress, who has spoken out, is revealing a lot of shocking details, guys, and now I'm irritated by this entire situation because it seems that this is just beyond crazy. I wanted to give you guys a quick 10-minute recap of that interview. For those of you who may have watched the interview, or maybe for those of you who may have not watched the interview, go and watch it. I feel like it's just very extensive and shocking, but the fact that he would even go to her place and say, you know what, I'm not leaving until we've spoken. You're not going anywhere till I have spoken to you, till I've told you what I want to say to you. You are not going anywhere till I have given you my peace, because you must hear my peace. You have no other choice. This is what he was saying, not word for verbatim, but this is what he's implying to the lady, to the mistress, by saying, I'm not going anywhere until we speak. Who are you to say that we have to do something? That I have to be in your personal space so that to conform to your ideas? This is what he's understood. This is where he gets it from. But now, me being the individual who is a psychology graduate, I'm so intrigued now by wanting to know why Derrick acts the way that he does. Because nobody comes out the womb acting a damn fool. Nobody does. So something must happen to him in his childhood, whether he's seen his father or his mother go through things here and there continuously, and he's adopted that same kind of narrative. And I find that to be interesting, and that is what I am probably more intrigued by, is what is the source for all of this manipulativeness that you have done as an individual doesn't justify anything at all. But I feel like any accountability this man is taking in his videos is very surface level. Very surface level. Extremely. Whew. Don't be a godforsaken liar, guys. Don't be a godforsaken liar. Do you understand? Let me know what your thoughts are when it comes to this video. What are your thoughts? Subscribe to the channel. Click that button, guys, for daily and consistent content. And I'll catch you guys soon for another video.